facing off against a powerful threat. It sure is a lot to deal with, isn't it, Optimus?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be checking out the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Micronus Prime. Based on his appearance in the Robots in Disguise TV show, Micronus is shaping up to be one of the more unique members of the 13, which is honestly kind of surprising considering that we've only recently had Onyx Prime, which was the first Transformer to transform into an actual Centaur. And with this guy fictionally being the original Minicon, it did get me thinking how exactly they were going to make use of the Deluxe Class price point. So, as we whack up an image of how he appeared in the show, despite easily being the smallest Prime, he is still looking to be incredibly close. The overall sculpting on this guy is surprisingly good, with him being a mix between both solid and clear plastic parts, which I know for some will be a major red flag, especially with figures such as the Studio Series 86 Jazz existing, but as long as you're not applying a ridiculous amount of force to the joints, then he should honestly be able to hold up quite well. He's even pretty decently articulated, even having the ability to recreate this pose, where I believe he acted as a spiritual guide to Optimus Prime. In terms of his transformation, the head spins around with the arms rotating upward, the knees fold inward with the shoulders finally tapping into the feet. It's a super simple transformation, but so fun to flick through, leaving him fully transformed into what looks to be a Minicon storage panel, which is a really neat throwback to the Transformers Armada TV show. As for some comparisons to truly give you guys a sense of scale, up first is the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime Leader Class G1 Megatron, Voyager Class Primer, Deluxe Class Solus Prime, the 86 movie Bumblebee, then finally the Armada Universe Jolt, which was the first updated Minicon to be introduced into this modern age of Transformers. And in comparison, whilst not quite as complex from an engineering standpoint, he is still most definitely in scale. Turning to the accessories, Micronus includes the Chimera Stone, his ancient artifact, which allows him the ability to channel his energy into almost anything, which leads us on to what is arguably the main figure itself, the exosuit. When transformed, Micronus is able to store inside the chest, which I thought was such a unique way in making him more equivalent in size to the rest of the primes. I honestly kind of look at this as a Cybertronian take on the Hulkbuster armor, with it allowing Micronus to stand against considerably larger threats. I guess it could also be said that the idea of a smaller character piloting something much larger is very Pretender-like in its design, potentially hinting at the idea of something similar releasing in the future. If there was one thing that I had to be critical of though, it would be the back blades. I do just kind of think that these ruined the overall silhouette of this guy, and would have perhaps made him look even better had they been removable. Diving into the articulation, much like in fiction with the exosuit improving the wielder's overall strength, the same can also be said for the articulation of Micronus. The head can spin side to side, with the shoulders able to kick forward, backwards, and out to the side. The biceps can rotate, with the elbows able to bend. The hands can spin, the hips can kick forward and completely out to the side. The thighs can spin, with the knees being able to bend way past 90. Then finally, the ankles can tilt inward. So for what is essentially a mechanized suit, this guy's still pretty agile. But to really see the true power of this Prime, let's now put him through the pose test. Firing through some actual robot mode comparisons, here is how he stacks up against Leader Class Onyx Prime, Megatronus the Fallen, the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, 86 movie Megatron, Voyager Class Primer, the recently released and reviewed Alpha Trion, Deluxe Class Solus Prime, Alchemist Prime, Devastation Optimus Prime, then finally the 86 movie Bumblebee, which now leaves us waiting for the second year of Age of the Primes, with the next wave including the ridiculously ambitious Amalgamous Prime, which is looking to have an endless amount of modes. Leading the way into the transformation of the exosuit, this is where Micronus very quickly becomes even more unique, as it does appear to almost take some inspiration from the weaponizers as seen from the Transformers War for Cybertron. So for the first step, detach the shoulder, with the same applying for the second side. You'll now take the chest and pop this open, take this panel and fold it forward. We can now take the head and slide this down. You'll now take the feet and fold these forward, with the same applying for the second side. Then take these panels and fold them up. We can now take the torso and detach it away from the legs. You'll then take the hips and flip this section forward, with this tab folding to the side. You'll then rotate the thigh backwards, with the same applying for the second side, and begin using the knees and hips to compress this upwards. Once completed, we can now take this panel and flip this forward, then take the second leg and do exactly the same. We can now combine the two sides. You'll then take the torso and flip these panels back, then fold them to the underside. You'll now take the wheel and snap the rims into place, with these panels attaching into the side. You'll then take the arms and attach these into the back, then finally do the same for the second side, and that is the transformation now fully complete. Racing through the battlefield of Cybertron, here is the exosuit now fully transformed into its vehicle mode. Another original concept, as fictionally the armour never really had a transformation. Front, side to back, this form is pretty solid, with the legs transforming into a complete spinning wheel just being ridiculously impressive from a design standpoint. The arms are even able to act as the stabilisers in this mode, although to be completely honest, I think look even better once fully detached. The exosuit is even able to be broken apart into 3 pieces, with the wheel becoming a shield, the arms additional weapons, then finally the core of the bike forming a jetpack. This is incredibly reminiscent in design to the weaponizers from Transformers Siege, and makes Micronus easily one of the most versatile primes to so far be released. Racing through some vehicle mode comparisons, up first is the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, Leader Class G1 Megatron, Voyager Class Primer, Deluxe Class Solus Prime, Alchemist Prime, Devastation Optimus Prime, then finally the 86 movie Bumblebee. So, wrapping up on this review for the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Micronus Prime, the figure is yet another incredibly unique addition into the lineup of 13. It really seems to me like the designers tried super hard to make each Prime the best it could be for its size class, with Micronus really being a prime example. He looks great in robot mode, being a super faithful recreation of his 2015 design. The Minicon storage panel is yet another fantastic deep dive into the history of Transformers, really goes to show how much lore they are cramming into these primes. The Apex armor is also a really unique way in justifying that deluxe class price point, and even by itself pulls some inspiration from how it appeared in Transformers Prime. Despite the transformation being incredibly straightforward, the use of parts is ridiculously impressive, especially with the legs being able to form into an actual rolling wheel. There is also a lot of versatility to be had for this guy, as he can also be used as a weaponizer to fully armor up any of the other characters. So definitely an entry into the lineup of 13 that gets a big recommendation from me, but I would love to get your thoughts. Be sure to sound off below and let me know. As always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you then. Transform and roll out!